there. He's right there, as you can see. We're just going to be talking college football. We're going to break down week to week, pre-weekend of games. We're just going to talk what we think is going to happen. And then after the weekend of games, we're going to recap them, see what's going on, and what the rest of the season looks like for each team, or the top 25, or however we want to do it. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think this show's going to be good. I like the top 25 that just got put out not too long ago.
Yeah.
And we got, strength of schedules, and
We got over-unders for win-losses that we're
Over-unders.
going to run down through. We're going to run down from 25 to 1. And we're going to see what we got working with.
absolutely.
Make some bets. Play some wagers. See what we're doing. All right, we'll start with Northwestern at 25. Their over-under is 6.5. And by the way, we're getting this from Bovada. Bovada. Not a sponsor. We're just using them.
6.5.
What do you think? 6.5. I think
Well-
Northwestern gets over. That's an easy over.
Yeah, they went 9-5 last year. Their strength of schedule's 21.
Yeah.
So
I
Yeah, I'd
think
go
6.5.
over.
I'd go over. I think they win 8, maybe even if they win. All they gotta do is win 7. So
yeah,
But then next up, 24 Iowa State, and that's in your Big 12.
yes,
As you couldn't see, we got the biggest. He's an OU fan. Jake's an OU fan since the day he was born,
yeah,
and for some reason, he lost a bet and had to wear OSU today,
yeah.
and so he's
I
probably
added
not
the
too
S.
happy about that. What's that?
So I added the S over the years.
Yeah, and it's the fake OSU really. We
I
got the
mean-
real OSU right here, Buckeyes,
I mean,
Ohio State.
more OSUs that are orange that are not orange.
Yeah, because they're fake. They all copy each other. The real one
Okay.
stands out. The real one stands out. Red, crimson, or whatever. I don't really care.
So
Stanford.
Iowa State, what's the no? Iowa
Iowa
State,
State's
what's
Over under is 8.
8?
Yep.
Ah, man, they went 8
That's
and 5
tough.
last year too.
So either are they gonna do better or worse than last year?
A lot of people say they're the third best team in the Big 12, and I'm not. I don't know. They lost Montgomery. Yeah. I mean, I could see them winning 8 again, but then again, that's a push. They'd have to win 9
Yeah.
for you to win to
They'd
hit
have
the
to- that's
over.
what I'm saying. They'd have to do better than they did last year for you to
So
either win or lose.
That's tough, dude. I would probably.
I honestly, I wouldn't.
I would probably take the under.
I would take the
but
under probably
that's
too,
just,
That's a tough one because
Yeah,
they're probably
that's-
gonna win 8.
yeah,
Like
who
they're
knows?
probably gonna win 8. Like
Yeah.
that's dead on.
Yeah, and then you push, so you're all good. Either
Yeah,
way.
then we move over to the Pac-12, or as I like to call them, the pussy-ass conference.
WAC 12.
Yeah, the WAC-12. We got Stanford at 6.5 at 23. Coaches poll preseason.
6.5. They went 9-4 last year.
Yeah,
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But then again, the Pac-12 has kind of been a weaker conference the past couple
well,
years.
I mean, they've just been so fluctuating. Like, think back, 5 years ago, Stanford was actually a 10-win team.
yeah,
You
they're
know,
a powerhouse.
They were a powerhouse. Yeah, they won the WAC-12 every year,
Yeah.
or every other damn year
Yeah.
with Oregon.
Right when Oregon started going down, Stanford started moving up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then you got Syracuse over in the ACC at 22. You got Stanford 6.5. What do you got? Over under. I think that's tough.
That's real tough.
That's tough because I think they're good. I take the over because I think they get 7 wins.
Yeah, they can win 7 games in the Pac-12.
I think that half point gets you.
Especially when because Stanford's in the South, right? Or are they in the North?
You know what? We talked about that the other day. I think they're in the.
They do weird things. They have like.
Yeah, I think it's either they're so far north or in the south. Or they're
Well,
so
you have
close-
to think of it
so
like
far south or the north. I
Cal
can't remember.
is like in the South, but Utah is in the South. There's something weird. They have like a state
Yeah.
that is higher
Yeah.
than
It's
another
Nevada, isn't
school.
it? It's whatever it is. We'll have to talk about that next episode.
But yeah, I would take the
You
over.
take the over?
Yeah.
Then we got Syracuse at 7.5 out of the ACC. I think Syracuse is gonna have a good year. They lost that quarterback not Tony Dungy, but Eric Dungy. But I think they
Yeah,
I think
I
they
don't
do
know.
all right.
This is the year though for
what was
them
their
to
record?
see
It was
if
what 10-3.
10-3, 10-3.
Yeah, I
So
think
this will tell you if last season was a fluke or not.
Well, I mean, dude, even if they lose less games and win 8, you still take the over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take the
Yeah,
over.
just
Syracuse.
because the ACC again, that's one of the
Here's
other
my
conference
lock.
that's not.
Here's my lock. This is all right. Here's my lock. Pac-12 at 21. Washington State over/unders 8. That's a lock. Take the over.
Yeah,
Take the over. I have them going to the playoffs.
yeah, that might be a little much, but I take the over. Yeah, it's Mike Leach. He's gonna win more.
Yeah,
than
I have them
games.
go to the playoffs.
I watched him lose to Portland State and win 9. I mean, that's just Mike Leach for you. I mean, I don't know.
Mike Leach. All right, I'm taking them because we have to see Mike Leach in the playoffs at some point
Yeah,
soon.
that would be
We have to.
amazing. I would love
And
that.
honestly, they're a good team. 8 wins, dude. Seriously, you're not gonna take the over? Take the over. That's a lock. That's a
Yeah.
lock.
Yeah,
8 wins.
8 wins.
Come on, that's a lock. What do you think?
Yeah, I
Taking the
completely agree. I want Mike Leach to succeed. I've always liked Mike Leach.
Then we got 20 Michigan State 8. I wouldn't bet this one, but under. I don't think they're gonna do that good this year.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna be a fluke of a team. You know, they're not even. I don't think they're gonna be good at all.
Yeah, I mean, depending upon, I'm not sure which ones they play, but you know, if you think you just go Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, those 3 losses,
That's
you know,
3 straight up. Yeah.
and then you're gonna lose one of those weird ones like Purdue. And
Yeah, or
then,
Northwestern, Nebraska.
Yeah,
whoever you're
you're
playing
gonna
over
struggle.
there
Yeah,
on the other side, on the other half of the conference.
yeah.
Then we go to Iowa at 19, 7.5.
Dude,
That's a tough one
honestly,
too. I don't know. I wouldn't. I can't.
I mean, I should take the over, but I think I'm taking the under on
Oh
that.
fuck! I forgot a pencil. I was gonna mark them all. We'll have to look back through.
It's all good. I'm taking the under on that. Honestly, they've lost. They
Really?
lost a lot.
What was their record last year?
9-4. They won a lot of games, but then you got to think both of their tight ends went to the draft.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure all of their, how their team is really looking. And 9 wins last season was really good, but
So you're taking the under 7.5 for Iowa?
yeah, even though they're ranked, I mean they have them at 19, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I think they might have lost a little bit too much offense
Yeah.
for them to really stay in a lot of games.
All right. Then we get to our first 9 over under 9 win team with UCF at 18. What do you think for that? I think that's probably doable. 9 wins. They don't play in a
Yeah.
tough conference. I don't even know
Their
we have to look
strength
up
of
their schedule.
schedule is 71.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So that's
That 9 wins. I don't know though, because they're probably going to win just 9 or even 10.
nah, with their offensive scheme and everything and the players that they have and the conference that
You
they
think they're
play
10 or
in,
11 win?
yeah, they're 10-11 win. I mean, dude, they
Take
went
the
went
over.
12-1 last year. They went 13-0 the
Take
year
the over.
before that. Yeah, I'm taking over.
All right, I'll take the over. I'll side with you on that one. 17 Wisconsin at 8 wins. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what they did last year.
Yeah,
8-5 last year.
that's probably just a push. That's probably dead on. I think that's just dead on right there.
Yeah, I don't know if Taylor's coming back or not, but I think
No.
that'll play. A
Oh
big
yeah.
factor.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not even gonna try to say
That
yes or no. Actually,
that would be a big deal. But their strength of schedule is 20, so that's
Ooh,
pretty.
that's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's
That's
tough.
pretty tough.
That's tough.
Then this is the highest ranked team with the lowest rank, or with the lowest over under. It's 7.5. Auburn at 16.
Yeah,
I think that's you take the over on that. I think they're gonna have a good year because they play at home against Bama.
yeah.
So I think they could probably win that game.
But their
I mean,
strength of
obviously, they
schedule is
gotta stay-
also 2. They're the second toughest
Yeah.
schedule in the country. So
Yeah, but if they win it all, if they win all those strong or tough games,
yeah, I just don't know how good of a team they're going to be, especially with the
So what do you-
second
what do
toughest
you think?
schedule.
Over, under
7.5.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough too. I don't know.
Because they could just lose those hard, tough games, win out, and that's still an over.
Well, you got to
8.
think.
That could still be an 8-win season, and you got to take the over.
Yeah. Man. We have to think. So they'd probably win 7 games in the season. So I'd probably take under. Because
You
got to
taking the
think.
under for Auburn?
Yeah.
Wow. I'll take the over. You want to make a bet on that?
Yeah, we can make a side
All
bet
right.
on that.
I bet. Or what do you think? What do you want to bet?
Well, because you got to think they play Oregon right out the gate.
Yeah.
They lose that game, and well, that's the good indication. Week 1, if they lose to Oregon, then their season might go downhill pretty
Yeah.
fast because you got to play LSU, you got to play A&M, you got to play
But what do you want to bet?
Bama. That's 4 losses right there.
I mean, we wouldn't know until the end of the year, obviously, but
yeah.
are we including the bowl games or no?
No,
think-
it's just
it's
regular
regular
season.
season. Yeah.
So
Let's keep that one in mind. Auburn, we're gonna bet on. We're gonna come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
Because that's a good bet that we could do. Because that could potentially go one way or the other. Like,
Yeah.
they could either be really good.
Well, the good indication is the first week.
Yeah.
If they win, if it's all comes down to Oregon. If they
what
beat
if
Oregon,
what if
they'll
they
be
lose against Oregon? We make a bet. They lose against Oregon, win out the rest of the year,
go to the national title.
go to the Natty and win it.
Yeah,
How bad would you be?
I
That
mean,
would suck for you.
well, at least it's not Clemson or Bama, so it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Next up, we got Utah at 9. I don't really know. Utah's they're squirrely, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people
I'll
have
take the
Utah as
under.
a dark horse.
I'll take the under though. Yeah, they do. Doesn't Phil Steele have Utah going to
Win
the
it.
Pac-12?
Yeah, they have winning the Pac-12. Yeah,
No, they have Oregon winning it. He has Oregon winning it. I
does he?
thought. Yeah,
Oh, I thought he had Utah.
pretty sure he's got Oregon. Anyway,
Yeah.
he's got them going to it.
Yeah,
So
Utah.
what are you taking, over or the under 9?
Man, their strength of schedule is 55th. So I would
Damn.
take under. Even
Taking
though
the
their
un- yeah, I'm
strength of
taking the under
schedule is
on that, too.
bad, I'm probably going to take the
I'm taking the under.
9. They went 9-5 last year, but man, that's just I don't know.
I would take the under.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Penn State 8.5. Penn State 8.5. You know they play on they play on the road at Ohio State this year, so that's a loss for them. I don't think I take the under. I don't think they lost Trace McSorley,
Yeah.
so
I mean, I would almost take the under, but they're going to win 8. Like I think I'm taking the half under because
you would buy an extra.
like
You'd buy a
I
half
think
a
that
point.
half point is what is
Buy a
meant-
half
is-
a point and push.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, Penn State they got the 42nd toughest schedule. Well, dude, I think the thing about the Big Ten this year is, Harbaugh's on the hot seat with Michigan. Michigan has to basically win this year,
Yeah,
or they're in big trouble. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll get to Michigan down the road, but
we're almost there.
not just that, but a lot of people are hyping Nebraska this year. Nebraska might be a tough
They
game.
finished out the year, what, 6-0 or like 6-1 or something like that.
Didn't they lose the first 6 and then
And
win the last 6?
I think that's how it went. Yeah.
Something crazy.
It's something
I
like
mean,
that.
typical Scott Frost, where
Yeah.
he just
Well,
picks together
you think
games.
they're gonna continue that momentum into this season?
Ah, man.
That's
I
tough.
mean, it's
I mean, that's a
James
tough thing to
Franklin's a
do.
great coach,
Yeah.
and it's Penn State, so I mean, he's got the players, but
I don't know. I take Penn State under. That's just me though.
yeah,
Next up, we got Oregon 8.5. They're another team we're gonna have to see first week.
yeah.
That's another team. They play, like you said, Auburn. Like 8.5. That's tough. I don't know if they do good, they could win the Pac-12. I think the Pac-12 is just a wide open conference year in and year out. Like anyone
Yeah.
can win that. I do think Washington State will, but Oregon's got a shot. Next up Washington, they obviously got a shot, which I don't think they're gonna do that good either.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I picked Auburn under, so I gotta pick Oregon over
You taking the Oregon over?
because I'm taking the Oregon win against Auburn, even though that's
you're
not.
taking like that as you're using that as your motive to go over for Oregon.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if you play Auburn first game of the year and you win that game, that's going to give you momentum coming into the season, especially when you have the 45th ranked schedule in the country. So if you get Auburn out of the way, that's one of your big dogs. And then it just all comes down to beating Washington and Washington State.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that is
you
true.
beat
Stanford,
Utah,
maybe.
Washington State. Those are your ones that you have to look
Yeah.
out for.
Could be true. So
But-
you're taking the over on Oregon, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're gonna get over 8.5. I'm not using the same motivation as you as
Yeah.
that decision, but I think they take 8. I think they get 9 wins. Yeah, but I don't think they win the Pac-12. I
Yeah.
think Washington State takes that. But next up is Washington with 9.5 at 12.
Yeah.
So it's basically do you think
they have a harder.
Oregon or Washington's gonna?
I don't know how that is, but
Because if you took the Oregon over and if you take Washington under, you think Washington's going to get 9 wins and Oregon's going to get 9 wins, or one of them's get 10? What? Like, what do you think?
I'd probably take the under
Really?
if Washington's at 9,
What's their strength of schedule?
36th. So they have a
That's
tough.
pretty- yeah,
they have a
could
tougher
only- they could
schedule
only
than
just
Oregon.
Win like 8 even.
Yeah.
Not just win 9, but win 8.
Even
They
though-
they got to get 10.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
I would take the
probably
under. I would take the
against
under on
conventional.
Washington.
You know, it's against conventional wisdom
Oh,
because
you know what? I was wrong. on that
Washington
earlier.
beat. You know, they've won the Pac-12 the last 2-3 years or whatever.
Well,
And,
they only won it last year because of the damn App Cup storm.
Yeah,
Like, they
that
shouldn't have won.
Blizzard.
They shouldn't have beat Washington State.
Yeah,
Like,
that.
Washington State should have won that.
Yeah, it was like 3 feet of snow or
Yeah.
something. It was insane.
Yeah, and then next up is actually, I said this for Auburn, but it's actually Texas A&M. They have a 7.5 over under, and they're sitting at 11.
Ooh.
What's their strength of schedule?
4?
4? Yeah, that's tough.
They play. I think they still play Clemson.
They play. Oh, do they play Clemson?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then they play Bama.
They're gonna play Clemson in Death Valley.
They play Bama at home, with Bama coming off of a bye week.
Yeah. Yeah, A&M's gonna. That's gonna be tough. I mean, they did win 9 games last year.
But they are ranked pretty high for having only a 7.5. They're ranked
7.5.
11.
I'm gonna take over.
Yeah, I would take the over on that.
It's
dude.
Jimbo. Even though your schedule's insane, Jimbo, second year
They're
on the
due-
job.
and they're due for like an upset year, like an upset filled year. Like they always have one every few years.
I mean, dude, they clutched it against LSU last
yeah,
year.
that's what I'm saying. And
Like,
yeah,
you know,
I just think over
7.5.
7.5.
If you beat LSU and you, like, they barely lost to Clemson. Like, Clemson was that extra point debacle,
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I mean, dude, they played everybody close. I think they have a lot of people returning. A&M's on the uptick, so that's a good over. I think 7-7, and they won 9 last
I agree.
year.
I agree with. Yeah,
because all you have to do is win 8.
8. You're good.
You're good.
All right, now we break the top 10. We got Texas at 9.5. Texas at 9.5. Basically saying you're a 10-win team in the Big 12.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The question is, did Texas lose too much? Little
Did
Jordan's gone. Colin Johnson's gone. Chris Boyd is gone.
But their offense, though, their offense is gonna be good, and they still always have big boys down low on the defense. They
Yeah,
still always got
well,
that big D.
Orlando gets
defense.
paid an insane amount of money, which,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Orlando's a great defensive coach, but, I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, Texas is supposed to be back, but I don't know if
They've been supposed to be back for like the past 20 years.
Yeah,
or something.
that's the
Maybe not
problem
20, but
that you
like
run into.
10.
I mean, dude, Sam Ehlinger is gonna carry him a lot.
Yeah.
lot
I mean, he
throughout the
has
year.
to. I mean, he's Heisman hopeful this year, right?
I mean,
Is he a preseason Heisman contender.
If they get their running game down really well, yeah, I think Sam's in the contention for Heisman. But
at least in the preseason, like he's projected to be.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he's up there. But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think Sammy will win it. I mean, it's just like people say Adrian Martinez from Nebraska is a Heisman hopeful.
Yeah, I think
Like-
I think
I don't know.
I think
Sam's got a better chance
dude,
than
that's
him.
tough. I
but
think I would take the under. I think they win 9.
9, dude.
I think they win 9. I'd take the under, and you gotta get saved by that half point.
You know, Texas.
They're not back.
I'm
They're
gonna,
almost back.
I'm gonna take the over.
You're taking the over.
I'm taking the over,
Oh
dude.
my gosh.
That's a super controversial pick, but I'm taking it. I mean, Texas. It's just like the thing of like,
are you taking that because do you think they're gonna win the Big 12? The Big 12?
yeah, I think
And we might get into this a little bit more as well when we talk about OU. But do you think that Texas is gonna win the Big 12?
I think Texas this year could get over the hump.
Wow.
I think they got a shot at it.
All right. Well, I take the under on that one. We might have to come back and place a bet on that one too. So we got Auburn with a bet, and we got I think we should place a bet with Texas.
A little Tejas bet.
A little Tejas bet, exactly. Now we get into the teams. Now we get into like Texas is an overhyped team usually, but like kind of justifiably.
Yeah.
Now we talk about Notre Dame. They're sitting at 9. Notre Dame's. I don't like Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They have an unfair advantage as well. I forgot to mention this with Iowa. I can't remember if I said Iowa. I'll have to go back and check if I said Iowa over or under with 7.5. But Iowa has an unfair advantage. I actually take the over. If I took the under, I change it over. They're gonna win 8 wins because they have one of the greatest things about college football. Iowa does.
Yeah, their
is
tradition.
the Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
That's
the
one of the
wave.
greatest traditions in all of sports. I think it's really cool, but it is an unfair advantage where you get that little push, you get that little motivation to go out and win on Saturday,
Yeah.
and I'll take the over on.
I
Iowa
mean,
7.5.
they're making up for
But
the pink locker room. So.
back to Notre Dame. They have an unfair advantage too. They get guaranteed nationally televised games like with NBC. That's
it's
something that schools can't compete
It's
with.
still a catch-22 though, because Notre Dame has their tradition. They're a big name school. Like if they get there, they're getting in no matter what.
All right.
Even if their schedule's
All right,
terrible.
but yes, they have to go undefeated
But
to get into the
that's
playoffs.
that's the catch is that they don't have a conference title. They have to go 12-0.
Yeah. So
Like-
over under. I mean, ideally with them at 9, over under 9. Ideally, if you're a fan or you think they're going to make the playoffs, you have to go the over because you can't win. They can't win 9 and get in the playoffs.
No, they have
If
to
they
win
win
more.
9, they're not even close to the playoffs.
Yeah. I think.
But it's just a matter of.
I mean, dude,
I think they get close. I think they win 11, or I think they win 10 or 11 games. So I would take the over, but it's not an over that I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Not
Man,
one chance.
I don't know.
Like the only chance,
Everything is
yeah,
telling
only
me
one
to
chance.
pick the over because it's at 9. They went 12-1 last year. Their strength of schedule is 53. Like everything's pointing to where they should win more than 9.
Yeah,
But the question is, do they have a hangover year of they went all out and went 12-0 to get in there, and now
yeah.
like can you repeat that? Can you still? I'll take the over, but I'm not happy with it.
Yeah,
I
that's how
want
I
to
feel.
take the under,
That's
but
how
I
I
can't.
feel,
I
too.
have to take.
I
the
take
over.
the over, and I don't even like them. It's just they have to win more than 9 games, and they know that. So it's like
Yeah.
they're going to do everything they can to win 10 or 11 games and still try to get in. Obviously, they know they got to go undefeated probably.
Yeah,
But
they basically have to.
then we move on to Florida at 8 with 9. They're at ranked 8 preseason coaches poll with a 9 over under win total.
Under.
Under?
Yeah, their strength of schedule is 10th.
Oh, really? I was going to say 5th.
Yeah, 10th. Top 10. I mean, you squeaked in
Yeah.
the top 10. I mean, and also in other poll,
Yeah, this is Phil Steele's
yeah.
strength schedule we're going off of, by the
So
way.
maybe FBI or something where it'll have them higher or lower, but most all of them are gonna have them in the top 10. Their schedule is is rough. 9 wins. They won 10 last year.
I'll side with your expertise on that one and go under with you. Because 9 wins,
Yeah.
that's tough when you're playing
I mean,
Georgia. Who are they? They're playing at Tennessee.
Well, those are all the East teams. They play everybody in the East. The question is, who do you play in the West?
Yeah.
If you get Bam, I think they play Bama and A&M.
Still tough.
So
I mean, obviously Bama's tough, but A&M is still a tough team too.
oh yeah. That's why
Yeah.
I'm saying like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They have to play really well to win that. Like if they win 10 games again, that'll be like actually really good season for them. Because I think they've been struggling for a while.
For a long time.
I
Very
mean,
long time.
they've been a good, solid team, but they haven't been a great team since,
Then we move on to that team,
Urban.
that nasty ass team up north. They're at a 10 over under.
Oh, the do or dies.
That's an under, easy under, easy.
10 wins.
I think they win 8 or 9.
99% of the time, I would take under. But just this year, I'm taking the over. Just this one time, well,
Really?
I'm sticking my neck out for Michigan, even though I hate their style of play. I can't take them running the ball
Disrespect.
like running big A, trying to run
They
down
lost
people's
their D
throats.
coordinator, I think, and they lost a good chunk of their defensive line, or just their defensive unit in general.
Yeah.
I think they win 8 or 9, and they just because they choke in a couple games where they should win. Like they're gonna choke against I don't know, Penn State or Michigan State.
I think I think that's very possible. I think it won't be because of their talent. I think it'll be because maybe Harbaugh has too much pressure. Because to me, it's do or die. Like this is your year. You have to make sure that
Well, they definitely lose to Ohio State, for sure.
I mean, that is the game that's really going to define them.
If they come up short, if they come up short
it's-
against Penn State, that's 2 losses right there. That pushes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you only lose those 2, then you win 10 and you still hit the over because they're at 9. Yeah. So you still win if you do that.
Yeah. No,
You
they're
could
they're at 10.
Oh, they're at 10.
Yeah.
Oh no, well you push, but you don't win. But
you just push. That's what I'm saying. I take the under. I think they win 9, or even 8.
Yeah.
I think they slip up against Michigan State, and I think they.
I don't want to,
against
but
Penn State.
I'm gonna take.
Obviously, they're gonna lose.
I'm gonna take the over. I just have to, dude.
All right, Jake. Well,
Jim has to do it this year.
All right, Jake.
He's got to do it this
your
year.
Your opinion almost doesn't matter right now.
They have the 9th toughest schedule too. Like, I really doubt that that's gonna happen. But if it ever is gonna happen, it has to happen for them this year. Like, it's gotta happen. If it doesn't, then
dude, I wish your
you might as well
Oklahoma State team was in the top 25. What's their over under?
OSU?
Yeah.
The
fake OSU.
It depends on what you look at. Bovada has them at 6.5, but Vegas, I saw another line at 7.5. So
6.5, I would take the over easy on that one.
Yeah, 6.5 that's a super big lock.
Yeah, but for you, since you're an OU fan, you probably take the over under. I mean,
dude.
Right? Because we move on from Michigan. Ugh, I accidentally said it. I had to crop that out or edit that out.
Drop it.
Yeah, we might have to bleep it out.
You talked to me about being an OU fan. You might be a Michigan fan. It just snuck up on you.
It did just sneak up on me. Those are fighting words, by the way. We move on to LSU at 9. Over under 9 wins. That's tough. Because, what? Auburn was at 7. That doesn't matter then.
Oh, man, dude. The thing about LSU, I like LSU. I like Coach O.
Coach O.
But, man, dude, you have the 6th toughest schedule in the country, and it's 9? You said 9 wins?
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. Like, LSU is one of those teams that they're so talented, but they just lose games at random that they shouldn't lose.
That's true. Like what was their? They went what? 9-3 or
They went. No,
10?
they won 10 games last
10
year.
10
10
and
and
3?
3,
Yeah,
and
I don't
that's
know.
with that crazy
No,
7
actually, you know what?
overtime
I
loss.
take the over. Joe Burrow is on his second year. That was his first year with them. You know, he was just
Yeah.
learning the playbook. Now it's his second year. He knows the playbook. He knows the offense. I actually take the over.
And you talk about, like Iowa with off field. LSU just finished
Yeah,
that.
I take the
that-
over LSU. I think they actually win 10 games.
That's
I think they have a good year, a great year. Actually, I think they do good. I don't even
that
like
sports
LSU.
facility just opened for them, and their
Then-
players are going to be all hyped.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that is true. Yeah, and we
So-
move on to
the fake OSU,
no, the real OSU. Watch it over there.
Ohio State.
We move on to Ohio State, future national championships this year.
Yeah,
They're at 10. And I take the over.
under, guaranteed.
We're going to fight, dude. I'll fucking fight them.
It's guaranteed, dude. They're going to lose.
No, they're over.
No, I'm just kidding.
They're winning the Natty.
They're going to hit. What'd you say? 9?
10.
10? Yeah, they'll go over 10.
They're going to get. I mean, they're going to win 12. They're going to go undefeated. They're going to win the Big Ten. Go into the
I would take
playoffs.
over. I think they'll push. I think they'll go 10-2.
What?
I
You're
think
whack.
I think they'll lose. They'll lose a weird game, and then they might lose to Michigan this year.
Watch your mouth. Watch it. Then we get to number 4, your favorite team, OU at 10.5. I take the under. I think they win 10.
I mean, I'm right there. I mean, in reality or what I want to happen?
reality.
Because, I mean, yeah, I'm all with you. I want it to be an under, but in reality, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
What?
Their
Come on,
strength of
10.5.
schedule is 46. Like,
All right, here's what I think.
Four-
I think Texas and OU both are going to lose just one too many games that they shouldn't.
10.5, right? 10.5?
10.5. I think
Yeah.
they're going to lose.
I'll take
one
the
too,
under then.
I think
I'll
they're going
take
to
the
lose
under.
one too many games that they shouldn't.
They'll lose 2.
They get upset. They each get upset in a game they should not be obviously getting upset in, and I actually think they both beat each other in the Red River and in the conference championships. It
Well,
just
Because see, here's the
flip-flops like
problem,
last year.
right? This is what I think is going to happen, right? And this is why I think Texas will win. Is Texas will lose the Red River rivalry this year. They'll go through the season. Texas will drop a couple games, and then OU will lose. They're always typical to lose that one weird game. I mean, unless Houston pulls the magic again and beats them on a crazy thing, then that's a basically lock at that point.
Yeah,
But
and
I
or
think-
Bedlam
I think, yeah, that's very possible too.
because it's at Boone Pickens.
Yeah, the problem is we don't play good in Stillwater. I don't know why. We have a problem in
They
Stillwater,
don't
dude.
like
It
showing,
drives me
They don't
insane.
like having. They don't like giving you guys anything to be
Dude, it
excited
makes me want to
for.
pull my hair out, dude. It's so bad.
They don't
but-
want you to get happy. They don't want you happy.
Dude, I don't know what it is about Stillwater, and like we play so much better in Norman.
Really?
I don't know. That's just
That's
what
wild.
it's been. But dude, I think the thing is,
Do you take under at
even
10.5
though this kind of sounds weird, I think OU will be like 11-1 or 10-2. They'll go to the Big 12 title game, play probably Texas, and then lose to Texas because they beat Texas at the
though?
Red, River.
Yeah.
Just like
I
what
agree.
happened last year where Texas beat them and then lost. I think it'll flip-flop.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
It's just
But
too,
I think
it's
I
too
think
hard
it will
to beat a
screw each
team
other.
twice.
I think both teams will miss out on the college football playoffs.
Yeah, that would knock them out.
And then we
pretty
move
much.
on to Georgia, and they have an 11 over under, as well as Bama at 2. We might as well just combine them. They both have 11. 3
They
and 2.
both
Georgia's
have
at 3.
11?
Bama's at 2. Coach's preseason poll. And they're both at 11 over under.
I mean, Bama's the over, and Georgia's the under.
You think so?
Dude, Bama's strength of schedule is 44.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Over. Oh yeah, they play Western Kentucky. They have a bye week before their 2 toughest games of the year against LSU and Auburn, or maybe it's A&M and Auburn. I can't remember. But they have bye weeks before them, and then they have a Western Kentucky before Yeah, it is. They
Yeah.
have a bye week before A&M, before
They basically
LSU,
have 3
and
bye
then they
weeks.
have Western Kentucky before they play Auburn. That's
They have-
basically a bye week.
Yeah, they have
And it's at home.
2 bye weeks and a tune-up game. I don't know why Bama's one of the only teams that I know
They only
that
play 4
they
road
do that.
games.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why that strength schedule. That's what I'm saying, dude. With like
I don't even know how they
with
got that.
all the analytics, dude, Bama is the over and Georgia's under. Even though I think Georgia's a great team and
Yeah.
they'll get there, but I mean, I don't know.
Then we move on to defending or reigning national champions, Clemson at 11.5. I mean, it's just very hard to say that Trevor Lawrence and Dabo aren't going back to the title game.
Especially like their strength of schedule is 66th.
They're going. That's an
ACC
over. That's
is
a lot
bad.
of over. They're going 12-0 in the regular season.
Yeah, they have to, dude. I mean, that's the only thing about 11.5 is you have to win every like all they have to do is lose one game and you're screwed.
So do you take the over or do you take the under? Because it's obviously you have a better.
You have to take the over, dude. I mean, everyone's coming back. Higgins is coming back. Justin Ross is back. Etienne is back. Trevor Lawrence is back. I mean, whole offense is insane. Yeah, now you get them as veterans and not a true fraud.
And not even just veterans. Like they're coming off a championship.
Yeah.
As freshmen. Trevor Lawrence was a freshman.
Well, and especially like the way they demoralized Bama's defense with that offense, like goodness.
Well, that rounds out the top 25. So we're gonna at the end of every episode we're gonna break down our top 6. Each episode we're gonna say who we think is the top 6 team projected at the end of the year for that week. Not who's that week's top 6, but who do we think at the end of the year will be the top 6 teams. For me, I think it's going to go Clemson number 1, Bama number 2, Ohio State number 3, Washington State number 4, either OU or Texas number 5, and Georgia number 6. That's how I think it's going to go. And for the OU Texas, it's just going to depend on who wins the Big 10 or the Big 12 title.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
that's just a toss-up between the two of them.
I think Texas wins the Big 12 title, but doesn't have enough sauce to get in. I think
too much sauce.
I think they're going to have 2 or 3 losses as a champion, and that's just not going to get it done. I mean, the obvious 2 are Clemson and Bama. Question is, can Georgia do it? I picked under, so I don't think.
You don't think so?
I mean, I think they're good enough. Their strength schedule is 13th. So, I mean, they could do it. They could do like what they did last year and go 11-1, go to the SEC title game. All they got to do is win that, and they're in it. I mean, people even were trying to put them in as a 2-loss team because they played Bama so well.
Yeah.
So, like, Georgia has a really high chance to make it. All they have to do is, if they win 11, 12 games,
so top 6,
they might do
it.
Clemson, Bama. As of right now, I guess I'll put Georgia in there. Oh, man, that's tough. Let me see. Clemson, Bama, Georgia, Michigan.
What the fuck?
Texas. And Oregon.
Wow. So you got Clemson, Bama, Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Oregon.
Yeah, maybe a flip-flop. Maybe Oregon will be ahead of Texas.
You're wild.
Who really knows?
You are a wild man.
Yeah, I mean,
every week we're going to update it and see what we think just because it's going to change every week. So that's our preseason top 6. That's the preseason top 25 win totals. You got anything else to say? Anything else to add? What are your thoughts on the season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the season.
Yeah, you're not really excited for the season, though. You're not really. Real fans are excited for the season to start on the 24th. You're excited for the season to start on the 30th.
Well, yeah, because that's basically week 1.
Week 1
the 24th
is
week 0. There's 2 games on the 24th,
and those are 2
which
games.
I love.
That's 2
which
games
is
you've
great.
never had before.
But that's not really like college football's weekend game. Like you have 2 games.
Would you rather have 2
Like,
games
this
or
is
0?
college
Would you rather have
football.
2
This
games
isn't
or 0?
the-
Would you rather have 2 games or 0?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
You've been
obviously.
waiting how long for college football to be back, and you
But
don't
bro,
even
we're
care
not
about
we're
the
not
real...
the NFL. We don't watch 2 games on a Sunday.
Yeah, and you're in
they're-
Oklahoma. You only watch 1.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's because, dude, college football, you got to have at least 6. You got to have at least 6 games for me to consider that a legitimate week.
Wow, that's because you're not a legitimate fan. And with
2
that,
games.
we sign off. That's the Jake and Bake Show. We'll be back every week. 2 episodes a week, free weekend, post weekend, recap. And that's it. Stay loose.